The Delta Devils is getting ready for their spring football scrimmage. I think it's in a week or so. And head coach Buckley is going to be looking at those players out there on the field doing practice and as well as in their scrimmage to see who's looking to make a name for themselves. Who's going to be that one that's going to be out there as position one on the field. You know, that first team depth chart. Who's going to be on that depth chart? Well, you know, there's a few things that Coach Buckley is looking to get resolved, and I'm sure everything is not going to get resolved in one season. It's not going to all get resolved in one spring camp. But he's going to build a foundation on the direction in which the program can go, because you got to understand one thing. Without the necessary pieces, you're still going to be fighting, having a struggle, fighting uphill to get to where you're trying to go. And looking at what Coach Buckley is bringing to the program, there's a couple of athletes that, you know, I want to go ahead and run down right quick to see, to give you guys a little bit of an insight on what can be expected with these Delta Devils this upcoming football season, if all goes according to plan. And we're going to talk about it right after this. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap me in and free to tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, let's jump on in this thing and get straight to it. I know you're like, Coach, what you got going on here? Listen to me. Check this out now. Jackson State, spring game coming up this weekend. Mississippi Valley State, spring game coming up next weekend. I believe somebody else's spring game is coming up this weekend as well. I know Clark Atlanta and Morehouse, they're having a joint scrimmage this upcoming weekend. So I might get over there and go check that out. Got a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the city with some things here that Coach is dealing with. So that's why I'm not going to make that trip to Jackson. I talked to a couple of folks already and let them know exactly what's going on. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there, put that out in the atmosphere, because I've had a couple of folks ask, was I coming out that way? And, you know, those that know, they know. But I will say this, looking at how everything is being structured with the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devil football team, there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. And I honestly feel that Coach Buckley is, you know, sitting down looking at exactly what can he do to get some momentum with this program. And to be honest with you, you have to, you know, coaches tend to sit down and look at the atmosphere, like just how everything is constructed, the players that are there, as far as, you know, what they're, you know, how, you know, as far as the direction that they want to go. I put it that way. And looking at some of these athletes that was recruited to come into the program, I must say, Coach Buckley definitely got he got some youth in there, and he got some players that, you know, can come in and kind of help right away. Like what a lot of these other programs are doing. They're getting the athletes that can come in and get things started like right now. But I got to be honest with you, looking at some of the things for sure that's going to help, that could possibly help the Delta Devils this upcoming season, they got to get that rushing game together. That rushing game last season, I mean, woo, it was abysmal. And I know a lot of folks out there are a little pissed off of what's going on. And I was having a conversation today with one of my good friends that, you know, was asking me about, hey, Coach, what you going to do this weekend? And, you know, we got to talking about the Delta Devils. And I was just like, yo, I'm digging what Coach Buckley is doing over there. I see what he putting down. I'm digging what he putting down, because I'm dang sure picking it up, because I want to see what's going on as far as how this stuff is going to pop off and what exactly is going to take place. But, you know, when I looked at, you know, the rushing attack that the Delta Devils had, they was averaging 2.5 yards per carry. Now, we already know 3 yards in a cloud of dust 3 times in a row, that's a first down, right? And in order to keep people from getting out there trying to run the score up on you on the scoreboard, you have to find a way to be able to slow down the game. And the only way you're going to be able to do that, you got to be able to rush the ball. Now, how can Coach get that turned around? Well, definitely, you know, the offensive line, if that offensive line come out there and compete like they did last season when they beat FAMU, knocking them off for their first home loss in what, 3-4 years, something like that. It might be a little longer than that. I could be wrong. Forgive me. I know somebody out there, like, hey, Coach, you wrong again, man. You need to get it together. But, hey, listen, And I have my moments, man, where I might forget something. So forgive Coach on that. But just, hey, leave the comments down below and let me know. I appreciate you. I think the last time I believe they lost was 2018 at home, if I'm not mistaken. But Mississippi Valley State was able to accomplish that. And if that same offensive line come out there and that same tenacity that those athletes had in that game come out there and play every week next season and just dial that thing up a little bit higher, guess what? The schedule ain't gonna, not the schedule, that overall record is not gonna look like what it looked last season. It's not gonna look the same. It's gonna look totally different. But with all that being said, I had to sit down and look at the rushing attack because they lost some pieces. They lost a few athletes in the program, which, a lot of the athletes, they did lose their eligibility. They don't have any time left, so they had to move on and do other things. And right now, looking at the running back room, and I'm like, hey, what exactly does Coach Buckley have left in that running back room? Well, I'll be honest with you. That running back room is young. They have Joe Williams, who is from Memphis, Tennessee. You got Malik Montgomery he's a running back from Vicksburg, Mississippi. And then you have Zamarian Kendall, who is from Louisiana Collegiate School. So when I saw this other young man coming into the program, I said, uh-oh. I said, you know what? They got some bruises. They got some bruises. You gotta have you some bruises in there. Remember I said 3 yards in the cloud of dust, get your first down, right? Okay. So now this young man that they got coming into the program is definitely, I consider him to be a power back. This young man, he get the ball, he run the thing downhill. If he break wide and get to the second level out there on that field, if the corner's trying to come up and stop him, I think 9 times out of 10, depending upon who that corner is, he might make a business decision because he don't want that freight train to get a hold of his behind. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than Gadsden County High School, Tristan Davis. Now, this young man's from Florida. He's a running back. I think this young man is 5'10", 220. Looking at this young man run the ball, one thing that I enjoyed watching him do out there on the field was his vision. What I mean by his vision is he's looking at the gaps. He's looking at the different lanes that are opening up out there on the field based on how his offensive line was blocking for him. One thing I'll say is this young man is not afraid to run in between center and guard or guard and tackle. This young man, once he gets those shoulders lined up straight ahead, there's no bringing this young man down. One thing I will say is, there was a couple of times where he should have went ahead and broke the goal line and scored a touchdown, and he got caught. He got caught a couple of yards out before he went ahead and got that touchdown run. I know he was probably kicking himself a couple of times. He's like, God dog, I should have went ahead and scored this thing. But it's okay because I'm sure Coach Buckley and the coaching staff, they're going to get with the young man, get everybody ready to go to see exactly what they're going to be able to do. Them ready to get out there and compete for what they're going to need to do for this upcoming season, not only in the spring, but in the regular season as well. Like I said, spring game is just dress rehearsal. And a lot of these athletes are getting out there to see exactly what they're going to be able to do out there on the field and what they might not be able to do out there on the field. When Coach come bring them in the office, let me holler at you right quick. Hey, you sure you don't want to go play tennis or something? I'm just being real with you. Hey, the sport of football now is a game that coaches are looking to get out there, put the right athletes out there on the field that's going to be able to compete and win some games. And that's what this is all about. And I'm sure Coach Buckley is looking to do exactly that as far as we're trying to recruit those athletes in there. But he brought Davis in there, which I definitely feel this young man is going to be an asset to the program. Just got to see how everything is going to work out between him and the other 3 running backs as far as who's going to do what. Looking at the stats last season, there wasn't really a true number one because, those guys really weren't getting more than, like they weren't getting the bulk of the carries in a game. They didn't get the bulk of the carries at all last season. They got carries here and there. So now it's going to come down to who really want this thing. Is Tristan Davis going to come in this thing and end up being running back 1? Or are we going to see the other guys go come out there and say, you know what? This is our time to shine. We're not going to let the freshmen come in here and beat us out. We're going to do what we need to do. So I know competition is going to be high up in that bad boy out there on the field, boy. Hey, I wish all of you guys the best of luck. Congratulations to Coach Buckley getting everything going, especially with this being his first spring camp at Mississippi Valley State. I truly believe that things are getting ready to pick up, and they're going to move things in the right direction to see Valley do some phenomenal things here in the near future. But guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.